The crimson warship Bloodmaw hung in Earth's orbit like a malevolent star, its hull scarred from 1,000 conquered worlds. Within its command chamber, Warlord Vextharian of the Hegemony stood 12 feet tall, his forearms crossed in a gesture that had made entire civilizations kneel. His reptilian features were carved from nightmares, and his voice could shatter mountains. Today, he would add another species to his collection. "Bring me their leader," Vextharian commanded, his words echoing through the neural translators that fed directly into every human communication network on the planet below. The response came within minutes. A single human shuttle requested permission to dock. No escorts, no weapons, no theatrics. Just one small craft carrying what the humans called their Secretary General. Vextharian's mandibles clicked in amusement. He had expected fleets, desperate bargaining, perhaps even a futile attack. Instead, they sent him one human in a civilian transport. The human who entered his command chamber was unremarkable by any galactic standard. Average height, average build, with graying hair and wearing a simple blue uniform. She walked with steady steps across the obsidian floor, seemingly unbothered by the towering alien warriors that flanked her path. "I am Secretary General Chen," she said, her voice calm and clear. "You requested to speak with Earth's leadership." Vextharian descended from his throne, each footstep a thunderclap. He had perfected this intimidation routine across 300 worlds. Lesser species usually wet themselves by now. "I am Warlord Vextharian, conqueror of Astros Prime, destroyer of the Kelthani Republic, herald of the eternal hegemony." His voice boomed through the chamber. "Your pathetic world lies defenseless before my fleet. Surrender now, and I may allow 10% of your population to live as slaves." Secretary General Chen listened politely, hands clasped behind her back. When he finished, she looked up at him with dark eyes that held something the warlord couldn't quite identify. "No," she said simply. Vextharian's crest flared. In his 3 centuries of conquest, no species had ever refused his initial offer, so casually. "You misunderstand, human. This is not a negotiation. Your world has no defenses. We detected no orbital platforms, no energy shields, no quantum cannons. You are insects before gods." Chen nodded thoughtfully. "You're absolutely right. We have none of those things." "Then you accept the futility of resistance?" "Not at all." And then she smiled. It wasn't a large smile, just a slight upturn of her lips and a brightening of her eyes. But something about it made Vextharian's 4 hearts skip in unison. In that smile, he glimpsed something that had never appeared in his intelligence reports. The absolute, unshakable confidence of a species that had never truly been conquered. "You find your extinction amusing," he snarled. "I find your confidence interesting." Chen walked to the massive viewport overlooking Earth. "Tell me, Warlord, in all your conquests, have you ever faced a species that chose to fight anyway?" "Many have tried. All have fallen." "Tried, yes. But I asked if you'd ever faced a species that chose to fight anyway, knowing they would lose, knowing the cost, but fighting because surrender simply wasn't in their nature." Vextharian studied her. There was something in her posture, her tone, that activated ancient predator instincts. "What are you saying, human?" Chen turned back to him, that same small smile playing on her lips. "We've been watching your approach for months, Warlord. We've studied your tactics, your technology, your psychology. You're right, we can't beat you in the void. But you're going to have to come down to our surface eventually, aren't you? To establish control, to harvest resources, to claim your conquest." "Of course. Orbital bombardment leaves nothing to rule." "Exactly." Chen's smile widened just a fraction. "And when you do, you'll discover something our intelligence files probably didn't mention. Humans have been fighting each other for over 10,000 years. We've perfected warfare in every environment, against every conceivable enemy. We've fought with sticks and stones, with swords and shields, with gunpowder and uranium. We've fought in trenches and tunnels, in cities and forests, in deserts and tundra." She paused, letting the words sink in. "But more importantly, we've never, not once in our entire history, all agreed on anything. Until today." Vextharian felt his confidence waver. What changed today? Today, someone threatened to enslave humanity. Chen's eyes hardened. Do you know what 7 billion humans look like when they're unified in purpose for the first time in their species' history? Before the warlord could respond, his communications officer interrupted. Sir, we're receiving massive energy spikes from the planet's surface, millions of them. Chen nodded approvingly. They're probably picking up the heat signatures from all the weapons caches, bunkers, and resistance cells that just went active. 8 billion people, warlord. Every man, woman, and child down there is now part of the largest, most distributed guerrilla network in galactic history. We will crush them, Vexitharian growled. But there was uncertainty in his voice now. Maybe, eventually. After how many years? How many casualties? How much resource expenditure? Chen shrugged. Other species surrender because they have something left to lose. Humans, well, we're about to show you what a species looks like when it has absolutely nothing left to lose and refuses to surrender anyway. She turned toward the exit, then paused. Oh, and warlord, you might want to check your rear guard. Our deep space monitoring stations went dark 6 hours ago, but they managed to get one final message out. Something about a large fleet moving through the outer system. Impossible. Our scouts reported no significant military presence. Chen's smile became absolutely radiant. Who said anything about military? Those are colony ships, warlord. Evacuation vessels. While you were focused, on Earth we've been launching every civilian craft we could retrofit with long-range capabilities. 47 million humans are now scattered across 17 star systems, carrying our culture, our knowledge, our genetic diversity, and most importantly, she paused at the doorway, our memory of you. As Secretary General Chen disappeared, down the corridor, Warlord Vexitharian stood alone in his command chamber staring at the blue world below. For the first time in 3 centuries of conquest, he wondered if victory might cost more than defeat. Behind him, his communications officer reported with growing alarm. Sir, we're now detecting activation signatures across every continent. The humans, they're not surrendering. They're mobilizing. Vexitharian's mandibles clicked slowly as he realized the truth. He hadn't come to conquer a world. He had come to awaken something that should have stayed sleeping, and it was smiling back at him.